that you are watching this video before passing it on as per my instructions. Okay, I want to clarify a few really important things and just make a little plan for moving forward while I'm gone on Yontif, and then we can regroup afterwards. Okay? Um, it's really critical that you understand the difference between your personal account, a group, and our page. Really important that you or anyone who you delegate this to understand that distinction. Okay, you have posted some critical content in group instead of on the page, and uh, the group is meant for certain things and is limited in certain ways. Let me explain. Okay, first of all, you added like 2,000 people to the group. All right. Now that seems awesome. Wow, we have an audience of 2,000. But uh, first of all, you should know that anything you post into the group does not go beyond the group. Some members of the group may see the updates in their news feed, may not. And actually, a lot of them probably won't. If they have not interacted with the posts in the group, then they will not see these posts. Okay? And also, you'll notice on the video, there's no share button. Sharing is critical. We have to be able to share. So this is not going beyond the members of the group, and it's probably only going to like a very small percentage of the group. So posting stuff here is not really helpful. What this could be helpful for is, let's assume that everybody in the group is like on board with Living in Darkness and they're your supporters and you know that they're interested in whatever, then we can use this group to like instruct them, give directions, ask for help, whatever. But this group is meant for conversation in a closed group. It's not meant for going wide and going broad and getting to new people. So posting in here doesn't help, okay? Especially when you're trying to post the kickoff post to a, branded hashtag campaign that we want to go viral. Okay, but no worries, we're going to fix this. Now, I just want you to know, I did try to work a little bit of magic. There are some tools, they could be a little sketchy, and I was a little worried about using them, but to try to download this video, and I couldn't even download the video. Um, uh, and it said that it was marked as private. Now, I don't know how your privacy settings are. Actually, I could look. I don't want to go into your privacy settings and whatever, but oh, I see you've got stuff set to public. That's good. Okay. Yeah, so it was probably labeled as private because it's in a closed group. Okay? So, be very careful. You have to consciously make a decision to post on your personal account, on the page, or in this closed group. So, and I'd say that, unless you're going to like motivate people to do something or give your main supporters a special behind the scenes look or an update, or we should think about using the group strategically, but generally, especially in this phase, it's not your go-to place to post. Okay, so I'm going to I think that's enough on the group. I'm going to close this out right now, and we're going to talk about the distinction between your page and your personal account and when you should be using each. Okay? Um, so the page here is important. It's part of the brand. It's what people like and follow, and your personal account is important too, because we can leverage it to take things further. But generally speaking, 9 times out of 10, what we want to do is post the content on the page, and then you share it through your personal account to help it reach further, okay? Because Facebook favors posts from personal accounts over pages. And the people that you interact with on your personal account, they're more likely to see content, but we want it to start from the page. All right, there are various reasons for this. I can go into how the Facebook algorithm works and why this is the best way to do it. I think for the sake of brevity, trust me, 9 times out of 10, you post on the page when it's relevant to the movie, to the brand, and you share it through your personal account. All right, so now let's talk about the video that you posted into the group. As soon as possible, I think what you should do is upload it here with an introduction. You know what? Maybe I will send you a rewritten introduction because your introduction was okay, but it wasn't like, I'm really sorry that I'm stuck in this bind. I've got, first of all, I've got a hard stop with Yuntif, and I, I was doing other work from home yesterday, but I was constantly checking Facebook, waiting for your video. I can't have another day like that. I need to like wrap this up and move on to my other work, my other clients and stuff. So my point is, I wish I could, do all the posting for you because I was told by my mentor a month ago and again today, this is my gift. My gift is the messaging. My gift is, I know what our brand is, I know what we're trying to do, but I know the way people need to hear it, and positioning the brand and doing the messaging and writing these introductions. That's what I'm good at. But I wish I could do that for you, but I've got to move on. So either you or someone else. Haley seems to have a real knack for marketing. Like, she's got like a marketing mind. I see, and maybe she can do it if she's willing to help, if she has the time. If not, there was, I think, Adina or one of the other assistants. Let them post, introduce the post. Here's Ron, the subject of the film, kicking off our sharing his glow story, right? Sharing his glow story, and asking everyone to share their glow stories too. Check it, something like that. I mean, if I were doing it, I would like massage it more and whatever. But okay, so what we want to do is share your glow story here, okay? And then you can share it through your personal account with your own introduction, and other people should do the same. Here's my friend, ideally, it should be, here's my friend Rob, sharing his project and his glow story about mental health. I want to do one too, right? And then you can start sharing, once you've done that and you've established the basis for this campaign, right? The foundation, now we can start sharing other people's glow stories. The whole idea is that, like, Boris created a glow story. Unfortunately, he uploaded it to YouTube. It would be better if he uploaded it directly to his personal Facebook account, and then we share it from his personal Facebook account if we can get him to do that. I don't have time to reach out to him and whatever, but I saw that Lila did it, or Lila, I don't know how you pronounce her name. What would be ideal is, as we see people are doing it, to share them through the account. Here's a glow story from here's another glow story. Listen to so and so as they share their glow story, and like, not just here's a glow story, but if we can tease about the content, like here's Haley sharing her glow story and giving a word of encouragement to people who are going through a mental health problem. Here's Chaim's sharing his glow story about a mental health issue he faced. I'm making this up, but really that's the order of the way things should be done. We should post yours, and then as people post on their personal accounts, we should share it through and be like, look at our success, look at what everyone's doing, right? And then other people can share it through as well. So meaning, like, members of our team can share the glow stories of other people. That would be great. There was one other thing I want to mention, only slight tangent, but when I want to bring something to your attention. Yesterday, when I sent you kind of the script for the video, when it came to the description of the glow stories, I added one extra line that came to me, and I feel like it was missing all along, but I couldn't articulate it till yesterday. So I said this: what is a glow story? A glow story is take a photo or video and share a story about how mental health issues have touched your life. Or second one, this is the new thing. Share a word of encouragement for people going through a mental health issue. And then the third one is, or share a fact or statistic about mental health issues. I think that second one can be really powerful and really good. So when you start when we keep promoting the glow stories, and if you're talking to people about it, we should include that as an option, right? You can tell us how mental illness has touched your life, or the life of someone you know. You don't have to name them. You can just share a word of encouragement for someone going through a mental health problem and encourage them to reach out and get help, right? Or share a fact or statistic. Fine. So that's one tangent number one. Tangent number two, and we're going to go back to the social media in a minute. Remember, I texted you yesterday. I figured out a way. I'm like, man, we've got off to kind of a rocky start here. The question is, can we just okay, so it was a rocky start, so big deal. My favorite Yiddish saying, by the words, a Mensch tracht und Gott lacht. Humans make plans and God laughs. But you know what? So what? So we didn't go have a big boom. But maybe we can build it slowly over time. So we build it slowly over time by having members of our group come out with their glow story, over the next few days. But I had another idea. We can continue to see this campaign by whenever you're going to, I know you're doing this 40-day journey, and I know the filming involves a lot of setup, and I know you're busy, but you have assistants. Maybe you give the assistants this job, and you give them this job of helping each person who you're going to share their glow story, and not just the person. Let's say you're going to Sarah Chana Radcliffe, okay? So you have Sarah Chana Radcliffe record her glow story. Okay, and there are two ways that this can work. Ideally, she maybe she gives you the cell phone and somebody holds the cell phone and she records her glow story. In ideal world, she puts it on her social media account and then we share it through the page here, right? Second best is we just take, if someone doesn't have, let's say they're not active on social media, they don't know how to do it, they don't want to do it, they're not going to do it, then we just take that glow story and we post it. This person sent us the glow story to post for her. That's fine too, whichever works. But I want you to think about this. So I use Sarah Chana Radcliffe as an example of, hey, you're going to this person while you're there and you've got the camera, or pick up a cell phone, have your assistant just pull her aside while you're getting ready and say, we're doing this campaign called Glow Stories and we want to get you involved, and have the instructions written out on a sheet. Would you be willing to do this, right? And while you're getting stuff set up or while you're breaking stuff down, then have somebody recording that, and now we're keeping the glow stories going. Here's another, and I want to just introduce one more angle on this that's going to help us even more. Sarah Chana Radcliffe in some ways is not the best example. She doesn't have a secretary, but for some of these practitioners, you're going to walk into an office or you're going to be setting up on the street and people are going to be saying, hey, what are you doing? Or or the secretary may know what you're doing. Ask the secretary, ask the person on the street who stops and says, hey, what are you filming? Say, well, we're doing this. It's called Living in Darkness. We're doing this campaign called Glow Story. Would you be willing to be a part of it? Here's the instructions, and we'll just snap you doing a video. My point is this. You're going on a 40-day journey, and you're filming. Task one of the assistants with the assignment of capturing glow stories wherever you go, both with the practitioners that you're visiting, with their staff, because in theory, 1 out of 2 people have a glow story, right? And with anybody else you meet. And in that way, I think we don't have to rely on our small group. Let's say we have a group of 40 on that email list and maybe half will actually do it. So we don't have to rely on just our tiny group, right? We can keep it going and eventually it will pick up and spread. Or maybe it won't, but let's give this technique a shot. Okay, so that was what I texted you about in terms of, okay, so we had a rocky start to the glow stories, but we can keep them going if you kind of can add this into your plan for your 40-day filming journey. And it doesn't have to be all you coordinating it. Pass it off to one of the assistants, I think. Okay, so that said, I know this video is getting long, but hang in there with me, because if you found that stuff valuable, and I hope you did, there's more. I want to just introduce you to our social media platforms, our other social media platforms beyond Facebook, and what needs to be done. Okay, so hello Twitter. So this background's okay, except that I wish that it matched this one. Like I wish we had, I don't know if it's possible, maybe it wasn't, and what's his name just gave us this, but, or maybe we should have, just to make the branding match, we should have this and this. I don't know if you can communicate to Warren about it, or maybe it's not important enough to be a priority, but okay. So on Twitter, I just got us going a little bit, and here's how I got us going. I started following relevant accounts. Take a look. These are all mental health organizations and stuff, and if we start retweeting them, you know, their followers will follow us, and it's a nice build. And I also just did a few tweets. I did a few tweets and retweets. So the first one is, check out Living in Darkness, Searching for Light, the journey for mental health started here, and a link to the YouTube. Ideally we could upload it, but it was too long, and hashtag LID movie. Okay. Yesterday during International Mental Health Day, I retweeted some people. You know, retweeting big players is a good way to get more followers. And here, and when you were on Facebook Live, I did a tweet about it, and I did two because I wanted one with World Mental Health Day and World Mental Health Day 2017. And unfortunately, I had to go out during your 10/10. I wanted to tweet, I'm going to be on 10/10, and you know, and when you were on, and I wasn't able to do it, but that's okay. So if somebody could, you know, tweet they should. Actually, your video is less than 20 minutes, so they can upload it directly to Twitter. Just click tweet and add photos or video, and they should be able to upload it directly. And I shouldn't have done that because now I have a spinning ball. And they should tweet the kickoff, and they should on the kickoff one, they should include that, you know, this was recorded and released yesterday for World Mental Health Day, and use the hashtag, right, for World Mental Health Day, because even though it's over, like, people are still, we should still, just for like that tweet, we should still like try to piggyback on it, I think, for when people look back on it. And then they, again, like, if we have people that are on Twitter, well, actually, if they're, one second, LID Glow Story, let's see, has anybody tweeted with it? Yep, we should be retweeting Boris and other people who are on Twitter. Actually, what should be done is I asked people to, but I did it on WhatsApp. I didn't do it in an email. There was asked people to list their social media accounts. What we should do is not only follow our people on Twitter, our team on Twitter, but make a list with them. And I don't want to go into what a list is. If the assistant that you pass this on to knows how to make a Twitter list, a list on Twitter, then they should make a list of our team members. If they don't, it'll wait till I come back and I can do it. But a list is basically a targeted, a way to gather people into a list and just see the news feed only of people from our team, so that we can check what they're doing and retweet them. So the hashtags also work for that, though, to be honest. We can, anyway, so someone should be tweeting definitely your kickoff video, and retweeting Boris, and tweeting any other ones, and also posting and tweeting like what you're filming today. Like, you're going to do videos from what you're filming and pictures from what you're filming. Twitter is not to be ignored. There's a lot of hashtagging going on around mental health that we should be leveraging. And it's the same thing on Instagram, actually. Okay, Instagram is not my main thing. You know, I just haven't I've studied it. I know the basic principles. I know how to use it. I've used it a little bit. It's just not where I hang out, so I don't have a ton of experience on it. So I just did one I just took when the original promo video came out, I did a screenshot of the video on YouTube because it was too long to upload here, and I just did a simple post about it so that our account wouldn't be completely blank, but if we've got an assistant who is, oh look, we got 6 likes, woohoo! If we've got an assistant who is Instagram friendly, I mean, same ideas, upload. I think if your video is less than 60 seconds, it can be uploaded here, uploaded directly, or linked to. We should definitely be leveraging Instagram too. I actually did make a list of mental health hashtags on Instagram, and they're probably similar to on Facebook on Twitter as well. We should definitely be leveraging it. We've got YouTube here, not much to say about that. But we really should be, okay, let me recap and regroup here. Here's what we've done. We've gone over the distinction between on Facebook, your personal account, a group, and a page. And we have, and the key point to remember is that 9 times out of 10, you are posting on the page and sharing it through your personal account. And don't worry about the group yet. That has a very specific purpose. It should be used strategically. I mean, if you want to talk directly to your supporters, by all means there, but don't just post there and think you're done, because that post is not going very far, right? That reminded me of one other thing that I wanted to mention while we're on the subject of Facebook. Oh yes, the thank you post that you've been doing. The thank you post that you've been doing, first of all, Yasher Koach, it's great to know that you listened to me and you did it. I think that you should do a thank you post on the page, and try tagging these people in the post. And if you can't, then say, I want to thank, not I, because this is the brand talking, we want to thank all of the people that have supported our crowdfunding campaign so far. Thanks to you, and tell them what. Make it very clear in the post. Thanks to you, we're going to be able to, create this film about mental health disorder, treatments, and et cetera, et cetera. Like, be really specific. Thanks to you, we're going to be able to accomplish X, Y, and Z. You're making it possible. Thanks for, and if you can't tag them in the actual post, in the actual picture, then say, we tagged everybody individually in the comments. You should be able to, and then what you might have to do is switch, and is in a comment, switch from liking and commenting as living in darkness, and switch it to commenting as Sharon Furman, and then tag everybody in a comment. Thank you to all of our donors, and then tag. Okay? It's not quite as effective. You should be able to tag people in here, but you can't always. You think it's because they're liking or following the page. It's not. It's generally how they have their privacy settings set. So sometimes you can tag people and sometimes you can. It really depends more on their privacy settings. Okay. So first resort, try to do it in the image that you post, like here, like in this thank you post. Try to tag them. Okay, this is going to take too long. I'm having computer issues. You might have to post it, and then you might have to do the post and then do what I'm doing right now, which is click on it, wait for it to expand. It's just taking a while. Wait for the print to come up, and then tag them. Try that before tagging them in the comment. Okay, and that is really, really important. And if you manage to tag them in the actual thing, it'll go on their wall and their friends will see it and their friends will get curious. So also, don't forget when you're creating this thank you post to put a link to the GoFundMe page in the description as well. Thank you, and then for those of you who are interested and also want to join this important mission, here's the link. Okay, so I was getting distracted. I got a little off topic because I was recapping, so we went over the difference between the page and the personal account and the group and when to use them. Then I went off and I talked about um, the the glow story idea, and well, I talked about what to post, how to post it on Facebook. You know, post your thing on the page first, and then start sharing other people's through, as if like, look what we inspired people are doing this, right? Um, and then talked about how to continue the glow stories by leveraging the professionals that you'll be visiting and their staff and anyone else around who asks, "Hey, what are you doing?" and capturing some glow stories, and first ask them to post it to their personal accounts with our hashtag, and if they don't or they won't or they can't or whatever, then we'll then ask if we can post it on our page and tag them. Okay, so that's that. And then I just took you on a tour of the other social media, basically Twitter and Instagram, just asking if people can take care of this at least until I get back. Um, and then ideally, in an ideal world, what I'd like to do is work out a more consistent content strategy to have at least one post on Facebook every day, and not just you talking in your car. We really should do a variety of stuff, and some of it can be pre-planned, like images with quotes about mental health or statistics and articles and behind the scenes stuff from the movie. Um, uh, and we should talk about strategy for Twitter and strategy for Instagram. Um, an ideal world, I would, next go to create a social media plan for this, and then have an assistant, have them implemented, and me oversee it. And in an ideal world, also the glow story thing takes off, and we start to get crowdfunding and support and stuff like that. I wish I didn't have to go dark for Yuntif, but that's what I got to do. So I think that's about it for now. There's one thing that I said that just reminded me. It was something minor. Okay, it's not coming to me, so it must not be important. I think that's about it. If you've watched this far, I thank you. I thank you very much. Um, I think that's about it for today. I hope you didn't find this overwhelming. I really hope not. I know that you didn't really want to get involved at this level, Ron, but I know you're busy with filming, so I'm glad you. It's really important that you watch at least just to understand the difference between a group and a page and a. Oh, by the way, some of the posts of you driving were just in the group and not. I don't think they made it onto the page, but I could be wrong. I didn't look that closely. That was the minor thing. Okay, so that's all for now. Yasher Koach. Let's keep going. We'll get it together. And I think that, it may build slowly, but it will build and we will do this. So hang in there. Thanks for listening, and I will talk to you after Yontif.